The safety, security, and efficiency of shipping, as well as the prevention of marine pollution from ships, is the International Maritime Organization, IMO. Set up by an international convention as a United Nations agency, the London-based IMO started work in 1959. It's used by member governments to draw up internationally agreed standards that can be applied to all ships. Its mission statement is safe, secure, and efficient shipping on clean oceans. Shipping is a truly international industry. A single ship may have many different countries involved in its construction, ownership, operation, crew and safety inspections. By their very nature, ships also move between countries and jurisdictions. Hence the need for universal standards recognized and implemented by all countries. IMO now has more than 170 member states and associate members, taking in virtually every nation in the world with an interest in maritime affairs. Most are directly involved in the shipping industry and have an interest in protecting their marine environment. In addition, a number of other organizations representing a wide variety of interests have consultative status at IMO and take an active part in developing standards. IMO's governing body is an assembly made up of all member states and chaired by a president. There's a secretariat led by a secretary general, and also a smaller council and technical committees which work together with the permanent staff to achieve the objectives of the organization. That work is primarily carried out through specialized committees and subcommittees of experts representing their governments, each of which meets at least once a year. What really counts, though, is the application of IMO measures aboard ships. There are around 50 treaty instruments and conventions, and hundreds of other measures, such as guidelines and codes of practice. They influence almost every aspect of shipping, from design and construction to maintenance and operations, from ship and port security to crew training. The main categories are safety and security, protection of the marine environment, accident response, compensation for injury or damage, and facilitation of maritime transport. Concern about safety after the Titanic disaster of 1912 prompted the first International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, known as SOLAS. Continually revised and updated, it remains the most important of IMO's safety conventions. Nearly 160 countries are parties to it, and it applies to all but a tiny fraction of the world fleet. SOLAS covers a wide range of topics. They include ship construction, fire protection, life-saving appliances, radio communications, safety of navigation, carriage of cargoes and dangerous goods, and security of ships and port facilities. Other safety-related measures adopted by IMO include the Load Lines Convention and the Collision Regulations, known as ColRegs. In these turbulent times, security issues have become increasingly prominent in IMO's work. The organization has developed comprehensive measures to protect shipping from terrorism, centered around the International Ship and Port Facility Security Code. Ships and ports now have to appoint dedicated security officers and have government-approved security plans. IMO also has a leading role in coordinating international efforts to thwart the growing menace of piracy and to ensure that the world's strategic shipping lanes are kept open. IMO has also worked on passenger ship safety, introducing new rules that came into force in 2010. Although many regulations have been adopted in response to accidents, IMO is now taking a proactive approach, using tools such as risk and safety assessments to analyze what might go wrong and then to fix it before there is an incident. Because people are involved throughout the entire shipping chain, both ashore and afloat, the human element is crucial to safe operations. The so-called STCW Convention was the first international agreement to address the issue of minimum standards of competence for seafarers, while the mandatory International Safety Management Code sets standards for the safe management and operation of ships and for pollution prevention. IMO's environmental work covers a remarkably broad canvas, embracing everything from the transportation of microscopic aquatic life forms in ships' ballast water to the use of harmful anti-fouling paint on ships' hulls. But it is the MarPol Convention that remains the most important international treaty instrument in this field, covering the prevention of virtually all possible sources of marine and atmospheric pollution, such as pollution from ships by oil, by noxious liquid substances carried in bulk, by harmful substances carried by sea in packaged form, by sewage, by garbage, and most recently, pollution of the air from ships. These measures are mainly designed to prevent accidents or pollution from occurring in the first place. But accidents still happen. So a third group of IMO initiatives aims to achieve an effective response to an accident, keeping the negative consequences to a minimum and feeding back lessons learned into the standard-setting process. The International Convention on Maritime Search and Rescue ensures that no matter where an accident occurs, operations will be coordinated by a proper search and rescue organization. The Global Maritime Distress and Safety System, or GMDSS, uses sophisticated satellite communications to route any distress message from a ship automatically to a shore-based center designed to manage rescue operations. Other measures in this category establish procedures for investigating marine accidents and preparing for and dealing with pollution incidents. Finally, a series of conventions deals with the aftermath of casualties, establishing liability and compensation procedures for pollution incidents and accidents involving personal injury on board ships. IMO also responds to new issues as they emerge. Recent examples are the scrapping and recycling of ships, the removal of wrecks that pose a hazard, stowaways, and the menace of piracy. The organization also seeks to establish uniform ways of dealing with administrative formalities in ports, to reduce delays and to boost efficiency. IMO's mandate to oversee or police the measures it adopts is limited. That's the responsibility of the member states. However, various provisions enable the member states to gauge how effectively they're implementing the standards they've accepted. In addition, considerable emphasis is placed on helping states to fulfill their obligations properly and effectively, especially those which lack resources and expertise. A good practical example is the World Maritime University in Malmö, Sweden, established by IMO in 1983, and providing advanced training in maritime administration, education, and management. IMO has also established the International Maritime Law Institute in Malta. The IMO message is also communicated through an extensive publishing program, with most important texts available in printed and electronic form through a worldwide network of distributors. Shipping is one of the few industries that affect almost everybody. More than 90% of world trade is carried by sea. As a result of IMO's work over many decades, shipping has steadily become safer, more secure, and more environmentally friendly. Fewer ships and lives are lost at sea, and fewer pollutants find their way into the environment from ships than ever before. The International Maritime Organization has been very successful in carrying out its mandate, but the future will still present plenty of challenges. More countries are becoming significant maritime nations. Improving and advising on safety, security, and anti-pollution measures for governments, ship owners, and managers is a never-ending task. The need for an international forum for the world's shipping nations is as strong now as it has ever been. In a constantly evolving maritime world, only a global view of the issues, combined with global cooperation, can achieve safe, secure, and efficient shipping on clean oceans, a common aim for all nations.